having relationship issues, and imagine having relationship issues, um, job issues. You no longer know who you are. Your work is not right. You're not there for your friends. You're not there for your family. You're missing out. Let me tell you something. When you are depressed, you miss out on a lot of key things that happen in general, just in life. And it's like you're already scared of life. And then when you come to reality, I'm sorry, I'm trying to load part three right now because this thing is acting crazy. Um, then it's like you've already hidden from life for so long. Then you come back to life, and then it's like you gotta catch up on everything that has already happened, and then you have to deal with that. So I give you an example. I went missing for like maybe like a month, 2 months. And when I say missing, I don't mean physically missing like I was like ran away, but I did, but I didn't. If that makes sense, I literally did, but I didn't run away. Um, I sheltered myself so much to where I wanted to be to where no one could touch me. No one can figure out what was going on with me because when I wanted to come back around, I wanted to come back around to where, nobody knew what happened. They just thought that, hey, she just took a social media break, or hey, she just took a regular break. But deep down inside, I was fucking dying inside. Like I literally felt like death. I didn't want to get up and do nothing. And if I got up to do something, oh my god, it was so draining because it was like, what have you been up to? Oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm doing great. This and that. Oh, okay, all right. And then after I finish hanging out with you, I've used up all of that energy that I didn't want to use. And guess what? I'm about to disappear away from you for a month or 2 months because it's just overwhelming because I just spent that whole moment basically just lying to you about everything that's going on in my life because I don't know how to deal with it. I don't want to put that on you because I don't know how to deal with it. So you have the anxiety, you have not being able to make decisions, you become a liar. And you have to become a good liar because you're lying to people who really care and love and know things about you and see that your personality is drastically changing. Your appearance is drastically changing. The conversations they had with you is different. And so I decided that I just couldn't, like, I needed help. And my friend was right. Needed I don't know, I needed to talk to somebody or I needed some medication. And I've always been one of the people, I do not like medication. Like I don't know what's in it. I don't want to get addicted to it. But I just felt like I no longer could control those attacks that I was having. I no longer could handle them. It was becoming too much. Like I felt like one day it's been times where I'll be driving and then it'll just come out of nowhere. And could you imagine going 55, 60 on the interstate and you just start breathing heavy? You don't know why you breathing heavy, and then now you're crying and now you can't see. Now you're having a full-blown panic attack on the middle of the interstate or the highway, and you don't even know when, why, or how it started, and how many people you can injure or hurt. You can black out at any moment. It's very that is very scary. And that itself can send a person in depression because you don't know what's going on with your body. You know how scary it is to wake up and have a mental illness that nobody can see and you're fighting it and you're a liar. You're hiding behind a mask and an illness to seem regular to somebody else who may be going through the same thing, because we are, as a culture, don't know how to talk about these things and we put these labels on them when people really need help. People really need something else. People really need counseling. People really need somebody to talk to, somebody just to listen. You don't even have to say nothing, just to listen. But we tell these people they crazy, they stupid, chill out. It's gonna be okay. Oh, okay. Okay. That's my favorite thing to say. Okay. It's gonna be okay. You don't even know how I got here in the first place. Hell, I don't even know how I got here in the first place. But I say that to say that that's how mine started off. And when you're so deep in depression, it's like you're vulnerable to any and every energy around you. Like anything can spiral you and send you into a deeper and deeper depression. I always said like it was a time where I thought I was depressed until I got depressed and I was like, child, no, I trust me, I know depression. I if I don't know nothing, it is the scariest place I have ever been mentally in my mind to be trapped there. Like it is anybody who has made it through depression, and when I say made it through, because you never get rid of it. It never goes away. You learn how to manage it and you learn what your triggers are and you have to learn. It's like a drug addict. It's always going to be there. You always going to remember that high, that feeling, the times, and with depression, it's always going to be you remember that's okay, this is how I'm going to explain it. Sometimes depression is like a comfort because you put yourself inside of this shell. So it's like you have a shell and then it's like you're inside of this shell or like and you're just like in there and you hide in there. But the difference between this shell and a protective shell is that this shell is soft and vulnerable. So anyone and anything can get inside of. So you think you're hiding, but you're really like in this see-through shell where everything can poke and touch at you, and everything can bother you. And one wrong poke or touch can just like throw you just. I mean, just anywhere and everywhere. You just don't even know. And you know what else happens? All that negative energy makes your stomach hurt. It makes you become malnutritious. You may not drink, you may not eat. So, not only does depression and anxiety affect you mentally, but then it starts to mess with your appearance, your nutrition, and it literally it eats you alive. That's how bad it is. It literally eats you alive. So, after just constantly disappearing over and over again, I was like, you know what? I need help. And I started seeing I went to my doctor and my doctor was like, "Well, where's this coming from?" And I'm like, "My job." And she's like, "Well, quit." And I'm like, "How am I gonna quit my job and pay my bills, ma'am?" Like I understand me and you both know what the problem is and what type of situation I'm in. But I can't quit my job. Like, come on now, be serious with me. So she gives me medication. Okay. Start taking the medication. Now the medication is making me feel suicidal. I done went from being depressed to now I want to kill myself. Now I'm trying to figure out if I'm happy or if I want to die. Literally. I don't know if I'm happy, high, I want to die. I don't like this medicine. I don't want to take it no more. So then I try another medication. I'm thinking I'm fine on this medication, but people at work is like, Taylor, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. No, no, something is not the same. Something not right. What you mean something not right? Something not the same? Like I'm fine. I'm good. Like in my head, I'm like, I'm good. Like what you talking about? Like I'm going to counseling, girl. I got medication. I'm fine. Cause at this point, I was like, Look, I'm on medication. Please don't play with me. Like, I'm this close to the edge. Don't play with me. And it was literally one day at work where I just lost it. And they tried to put more work on top of me after I told them that I couldn't handle the work that I had. And I went and asked my supervisor if she could take me off of a project and give it, to other people. I'll be willing to train them or whatever I need to do. But mentally, I couldn't. Physically, I was tired, and I was just like, I just respect me when I say that I can't do it. And she ended up trying to put me on something that I had no knowledge of doing. And I went to her and I said, I don't know how to do this, but if somebody can train me on how to do it, I'll go and get it done. And she looked at me and she said, "You was in the training. You should know how to do it." And I'm like, why would I lie about not knowing how to do something? Like, that, to me, there was no point in me doing that. Like, just teach me how to do it so I can do it. I would teach myself, but I need the materials. I need to know how to do this. And she was like I said, you should know how to do it. And I said, are you refusing to train me? Like, are you refusing to give me the information that I need to get my job done? Because if you're doing that, like, we're gonna have like a serious problem. Because I just want to do my job. I don't want no problems. I just want to come in here and do my job. It already took me all my might to get in here. In my head, I'm thinking I ain't even washed my ass today. Did I brush my teeth? I don't know. This I'm musty. Like, I don't have time for this. I ain't combed my hair, lady. You don't know what I had to get through in here to come in this place right now. Please just, like, I'm getting frustrated, and I'm one of those people that I show all my emotion on my face. So I don't even know how I'm looking at this lady right now, because I want to cry. I want to pop one of my pills so I can calm down before I get rowdy and get super anxious. And then I just want to do my work and go home. And she literally refused to train me. So I'm like going to her boss. I'm like, look, I don't know what to do. I can't do this work. You got this work sitting in front of me. This lady is telling me I know how to do it. It's six other people that know how to do it. She won't even let them train me how to do it. You know what? I'm going home. Like, I'm seriously going home. I can't do this no more. You ever been in a situation to where somebody starts saying stuff about you, and little by little you start becoming what is being said about you? And in that moment, I realized I was becoming this person that was said about me. So I sat down for a little bit, and I asked her to get somebody else trained. She tried to get somebody else trained, and they didn't want to do it. So she told me that I had to do it, and I was like, I can't do it. Um, then we was interrupted by somebody, and I asked them to give me a moment, and they refused to give me a moment to talk to my supervisor. And I was like, you know what? I'm going home. And I packed my stuff up and I went home for the day, because I knew at that moment I was about to lose my whole character. And I didn't want to. I was like, I'm not about to become, they want me to become this person. I'm not going to do it. I went home, and I kid you not, I got home, and it probably was like 2 hours after I got home. Um, my human resources, well, my job called me, and I was about to pick up the phone because I was already irritated. And when I decided to listen to the voicemail, now this was like in July, like right before July 4th weekend, July 4th. Um, they was like, Taylor, just go ahead and I think this was like maybe like a Wednesday or a Thursday. And they was like, go ahead, just no, it was, matter of fact, it was a Thursday. They was like, go ahead and take Friday off. And then we'll be back in touch with you. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay. So after that weekend, they ended up calling me again. They say, well, Taylor, um, we're going to need you to stay home because we got a report that you have been mean to your teammates, and that people are worried about you. I said, What do you mean I've been mean to my teammates? I just bought them some bagels. Like, we was just chilling. Like, I was just hanging with this person. Like, how am I a threat to my team just from Thursday to Tuesday? Like, when did I become a threat? Like, I talk to these people all the time. When did I start threatening them? When did people start feeling like I was such of a threat that we need to get human resources involved? I sat home for 6 days. I sat home for 6 days because I was a angry black woman. I really was depressed. I really was overworked. I really had an anxiety issue. And at that moment is when I realized this place nor the people that I know cared nothing about me. So I thought. And when I got back to work after having all them 6 days off, you kind of like just think to yourself, like, what else? What else can go wrong? Like, I done went to human resources so many times, asked them for help, let them know what's going on. Nobody trying to help me. I've asked to be demoted. I've asked to be this and that. I done told them that I'd rather sweep. I work as a receptionist. Anything from to get under the type of management that I was under, the stress that I was under, just to help me out as an employee. And I received none of that. But as soon as somebody said that they felt like I was a threat or angry or they were scared for my well-being, then I was automatically taken out of the situation. But when I needed people taken out of the situation, nothing was done. So I was like, you know what? When I got back, I ain't talked to nobody. Nobody is my friend. I don't want to hear. I just want to come here and do my work and get in and out, and that's it. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't talk to me. Don't do nothing. But it was hard because that's not my personality. That's not who I was, and I didn't want to come in here acting like that. But I tell you what's funny is that, because that's like a whole nother story. But come to find out, my supervisor actually had lied on me because she was angry that I had went to human resources on her about me saying that, about the email, about her saying that she was going to throw me and her team underneath of the bus. So her getting back at me was going to human resources to tell them that I was yelling and being aggressive towards the rest of the team. And she also went to the team and told them that she was worried about my well-being, and that if human resources came up to any of them, to tell them that they were scared of me and that they were worried about what I may do to them, or to others, because I was just acting so irrational and out of my normal self that it was scary, and they didn't know what was going to happen. What? And people really go through this, and I just want y'all to know that people really go through it in this job. When a person has a position of power and they learn how to use it, they will use it. And when I found this out, you know what I did? I did nothing. And you want to know why I did nothing? Because the first time I tried to do something, look what happened to me. So even though I did nothing, I kind of just like dealt with it for a little bit, because I was like, I'm just gonna get out of here. I was already going to counseling. I had finally found a medication that worked for me, that didn't make me feel suicidal. So I was taking like a generic Xanax. I still take it now, as needed, and that would help me with my panic anxiety attacks, because I was taking two anxiety pills to go to work because I was crying having an anxiety attack on my way to work. I would take two during the middle of the day. Then if I had a random panic attack in the nighttime, then I'll take another one. That's between 6 to 8 generic Xanax a day. When I told my doctor that, she was livid, because I'm only supposed to be taking two a day, if that. So imagine being that doped up high during your work day, driving, being around people, friends, family, anything. It's a horrible feeling. So it came one day to where I'm trying to think how could I put it. Well, one day where, I was fed up and, I had I was just, I just had a moment where I was like, she's not gonna get away with this. Like, there's no way that she can get away with what she did. Like, I literally have the symptoms that I have because of her, and there's no remorse or anything for her. She hasn't said I'm sorry. She hasn't said anything about what she's done. I could have lost my job. I could have lost so much. People look at me different. How can I grow within this company or do anything within this company with that type of monkey on my back of, I don't know what she's saying to people. I don't know what people are saying about me. And that forces you, well, it doesn't force you because it's your decision, but it's like, do you become open now, or do you continue to hide your story? So I started just being like, you know what? Y'all getting on my nerves today. I can't wait to tell my counselor about this. Y'all getting on my nerves today. I can't wait to tell my counselor about this. Like, I was psyched. I had every Tuesday I was in counseling. I did not miss a beat. I'm not staying any later, nothing. I have to go to counseling. I have to talk and get through this. And my counselor would be like, Taylor, what the problem is. We got to get rid of the problem. I'm like, once again, I can't quit my job. And normally I would just quit. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to use my benefits. So I'm going to educate y'all on something today because I don't think a lot of people know this. When you're going through anxiety and depression, and I don't care if it's work related, home related, whatever is related, and you can't do your job and you don't want to lose your job, you can use FMLA. You can use short-term disability. You can use long-term disability. You pay all that money through your paycheck for these benefits. Please use them. And that's what I did. I used it because I needed a break. And my sanity was worth way more than me continuing to go into this place. And instead of me just quitting, why not collect my benefits and my money while still going to counseling, still taking my medication, but taking myself out of the place that's giving me the most of my depression and anxiety. But what I tell you is, when you take yourself out of one trigger, you got to still deal with them other ones. So I still had to deal with my home triggers, my outside triggers. And I give you another, this may sound stupid, but I was sitting inside my house one day and it was about to start storming. My car is underneath of, semi underneath of a tree. And, you know, you hear the wind blowing back, stuff like that. Now, when you have anxiety, that's not wind. When you have anxiety, that's with the what is it called? I'm talking to you like y'all can talk back. Somebody probably like, girl, tree branch. When the tree branch, you keep saying the tree, and I'm thinking the tree is gonna fall, the branch is gonna fall, something's gonna hit my car, the street is gonna flood. So guess what? Although I'm not at work no more, now I have outside anxiety. Everything outside of work now gives me anxiety because even though that was the key trigger, now that I let it linger on so long, I now have to figure out how to stop it from going into my regular life. It had already went into my regular life in the grocery store. Now I can't even sit through a thunderstorm or, just a regular tropical storm without thinking I'm gonna lose my house, I'm gonna lose my car, the tree is gonna fall, what if the street floods? Um, what if something happens to the person down the street? What if lightning hit the house? What if lightning hit the house? And I just start crying, man. Like, it's just a thunderstorm. Like, it's just a thunderstorm. But it's not just a thunderstorm. It's everything that can go wrong storm. And I was just like, I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this. Like, I can't live life being scared of everything that I don't have control over. I can't. I can't do it no more. I can't continue to be scared of everything that I don't have control over. I can't be scared to have control. I can't be scared to not have control. I can't be scared to see what control looks like. I can't be scared to be controlled by somebody else. It was just so scary. Like I was a prisoner of my own mind and my body. And it was like it was nothing that I felt like it was nothing that I could do until December 10th. And on December 10th of 2018 is where I became reborn, and when I decided that I was going to make depression and anxiety work for me, and I was no longer going to work for depression and anxiety. Like if I was going to have to deal with this shit, like you was you had to get in line. Like we going to have to figure this out. But I was in my most vulnerable moment when I realized that I had the most power. Is that crazy? Matter of fact, in the comments, I want you to tell me a time when you were most vulnerable, but you realized how much power you had. And then later on this week, I'm going to start with December 10th, and that's my rebirth date. Now, I did decide that I wanted to start doing motivational speaking. So I did sign up. It's actually in my area. It's a lady named Lauren Hope, and she's a suicide survivor as well as anxiety, depression, and she has an organization called Good Girl Chronicles, in which she does a storytelling night. And I did my first storytelling night like 2 weeks ago, and where I started off with December 10th of 2018 when my life started over again. So definitely take the time to check her out. She is so awesome, and I thank you so much for her platform because it helped me realize that my story mattered to more than just me. But what was I trying to say? Get back to what I was trying to say. But yeah, that was my first time telling that story to people who didn't. Well, to a lot of people, because a lot of that story, I held back from a lot of people because it was so scary, and I didn't want to. I didn't want anyone to know. But now I want everybody to know. I want everybody to know my new birth date. And I also want to end this one with just saying that every day is literally a fight. So although you know somebody who's been through anxiety or depression or is still going through it, it's still hard. Because even though you get rid of those triggers sometimes, another one could pop up at any moment, at any time. So just know that, you're a warrior, you're a survivor, and that these things happen to everybody. Even though somebody doesn't talk about it, you never know what a person is going through. And workplace anxiety and depression is real. And it's killing people, and it's hurting people, and it's damaging people. Because when you're damaged one place, you go like it's if you hurt one place, where are you going to lash out at? If you don't have control one place, where are you going to take control at another place? Wherever you can, right? And most of the time, if you don't have control at work, you try to control at home, or you try to control addictions or different type of things. So that's my story of how it begins. And now we're going to get into how I wish I could sing, y'all. How I was like, boo boo. You don't have me no more. I got you. And I'm going to figure out why you're here. and why I was chosen to deal with this type of spirit on me. And I'm gonna tell you, it's weird to say this, but I mean it. I really mean it. I would go through what I went through again if I know that it would get me here. But that's hard because you don't know if it's always going to get you here. You don't know if you're ever going to fight the same. But I really appreciate it because it's going to help me. First of all, it helps me understand a person that I never would have understood before. It helped me grow into being a woman because I am older woman. And it is a whole new puzzle to life. And it's taking me on the journey I've always wanted to go on, but it put like I went to school of depression and anxiety, hands on, like pushed straight in the classroom. But I do want to thank y'all for y'all time. If y'all looked at all four, I'm so sorry once again. We had a whole thunderstorm and everything, but part one, two, three, and four, and then later this week or next week we will get into December 10th of 2018, where I was reborn again. And once again, good vibes, positive energy. Get y'all some seven chakra incense. I love them to death. And yeah. Oh, and back to my Zumi shirt. Y'all, I love this shirt. So if you see the shirt again, like I don't even care. Like I really love this shirt. Take me home, please. I love this shirt. And my hair is by Renew. My locks. I think I have her tagged on my Instagram. If you follow my Instagram, is the same as my YouTube page, Reiki Tay. Um, I love my hair like this. Like she can do some bohemian locks. Like I love them. Um, my lip gloss I had on that I ate off because in between my phone steadily cutting off, I was eating macaroni and cheese and the ear corn. But this is called she gonna get me because I wanted this so bad that I took it without the name of what it was, but it's Clink Cosmetics. This is a lip gloss. God, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a lip gloss and I love it.